Go ahead, John.
And welcome, sim racing fans, to another production of the Sim Racing Network. Tonight, we are the Sim Auto Racing Association's, better known as SARA, the Dreamer Racing Series. Tonight's at the Milwaukee Mile, Mitch. It's going to be a blast. This track's just a tad bigger than what they're used to running on these super late models.
Just a little bit, John. Milwaukee, one of those really flat tracks, so it's going to be interesting here. It's definitely a little bit different what we're used to seeing here in the SARA Dreamer Racing Super Series. These guys are going to be a little bit on edge here tonight, I think. It's not an easy track, so it's going to be fun to watch these guys wheel it around this place.
That's right, and I'll tell you, I've done some races myself on this track, but not in this car. And I just can't imagine what it's like slinging these super late models down that long stretch into those turns, probably doing about, 140, 160 miles an hour, trying to get them woed down. I guess it's a good thing for these guys that we don't have brake failure and, brake fades like they do in real life.
Yeah, that would definitely be a factor that would play into these races. Definitely a lot of brakes going to be being used here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile.
Well, like we said, folks, it's the Milwaukee Mile. It's very similar to, I guess, Langley Speedway is how Matt Rolfe described it. Really flat turns, but really long straightaways. Actually, it's a lot more like, it looks a lot like New Hampshire is what it looks like.
Yeah, I was going to say, New Hampshire and this place together, when I think about New Hampshire or Milwaukee, I think about the other one because they're both really long straightaway and definitely long straightaways and flat corners. I'll get it out.
All right, buddy. I'm tired too, but we got to wake up now.
Good morning,
John.
Well,
folks, we were talking to Matt Rolfe, the leader of this gang, I should say. And this is going to be a 100-lap race, but they don't quite have enough fuel to go all the way, so they are going to throw a competition caution at lap 30, and that will be a 1-3 Designs caution, but it will be planned for then. Unless, of course, they have cautions before then, Mitch. I don't know how they'll handle it then, but there is a no tire rule in effect, as usual, for this series, Mitch, which means they got to finish the entire 100 laps on the tires they've got.
That they do, John, and that really, at the end of the thing, we're going to see who's really good at saving tires, because that's what tonight is going to be all about. It's going to be saving those tires. It's not going to be everything. You're going to have a good setup under that car. They have open setups here in the SARA Dreamer Racing Super Series, I should say.
It's a mouthful.
It is.
That's what she said.
And that threw me off a little bit. But anyway, we got a few minutes here before we advance the session here, John, and lots of really close times in qualifying.
Very close times, but it looks like Dallas Pataska got the pole. However, there will be a 7-car invert at the front of the field. So the top 7 will invert themselves. The guy that finished 7th, qualified 7th, starts on the pole. Now, because he won last week, Challenger's going to be handicapped back to 10th place, so that should make life a little bit interesting for him. But that's the great thing about this track, Mitch. It's a lot wider than they're used to racing on also. So there'll be a lot of opportunities to pass if your car looks really good on the outside. That outside, well, let me rephrase that. From my experience in the Xfinity car and the K&N cars here, that outside comes in pretty quickly. Of course, I haven't raced here on the new tire model, the new package. I'm going to be honest with you, Mitch, I don't think I've raced here in probably 5 years.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch here, John. I don't know how much the tires degrade here at Milwaukee. Or
do they even have lights?
They do not have lights here at Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
So I know that because I went to set up all the cameras early on here at the track today and tried to load in at night. And let me tell you, it was a little dark.
How'd that work out for you?
It didn't. Yeah, no, I had to reload the session. But nonetheless, going to be a great race here tonight in the SARA Dreamer Racing Super Series.
Hey, you said it right this time. Congratulations.
That's why I mentioned it again. I wanted to get it right before we started the race. I wanted to make sure.
Well, there you go. We got about a minute before they're going to advance the session, folks. So you got time to run and go grab your favorite snacks and maybe some favorite adult beverages. What's your beverage of choice tonight there, Mitch?
Water. We'll go with water.
Is it like adult water or?
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's go water.
Roger that. Well, I've got a South Louisiana favorite, man. I'm doing a Cuba Libre.
A Cuba Libre.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to explain that to me and the viewers?
That's a fancy way of saying rum and coke.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, minus the lemon though. I'm really not a lemony guy, you know. But if I may make a recommendation to our adult, but now listen, you got to be 21 to drink, people. Unless you're in Canada, then I don't think it matters. But anyway, uh,
Wrong.
if you get a chance, if you ever get a chance, try this, Mitch. If you can get it up there, I don't know how to pronounce the name of the beverage. It's called BAI, Bay, whatever. But they make this coconut drink. Get your hands on some of that and some Malibu rum and mix it over ice. It's like the minute you sip it, it's instant. I'm at the beach. But anyway, they have decided to go ahead and forward our session here. So we're going to be racking them up here real quick. Mitch, once they get them stacked up, we'll give the folks a top 10 of the starting grid, and then we'll go green.
Definitely. I'm excited to see this race here tonight, John. It's really going to be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely. Now, they have a start time of 7 p.m., so I hope the sun doesn't set too quickly on them here.
Yeah, hopefully we don't. Hopefully we're not in the dark by the end of this thing. So it's 100 laps, and that's not going to go all that quickly here at the Milwaukee.
And it's already look how dark it is on the track. It's according to the track time, it's 18:56 for you non-military or non-oil field folks. That's 4 minutes to 7. So 7 p.m. I should say. So wow, look how dark that is, Mitch.
All I can say is hopefully these guys don't bring out a lot of cautions, John, because we might be broadcasting in the dark a little bit later on here.
Well, this track is up there in Milwaukee, which is, for those of you that aren't familiar, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's way up north. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit on track. Mitch, what is that in Celsius, buddy?
Sorry, what was the temperature in Fahrenheit?
68 degrees Fahrenheit is our track temperature.
About 20 Celsius, somewhere around there. About. So, you know what, John? Let's get the starting grid going. What do you say?
That's a great idea. Here we go, folks. Here's your starting grid. Jacob Herberts is going to be starting on the pole. He didn't qualify fast, but that's the invert. David Krikorian in second place to his outside in that 66 car.
Starting third tonight is going to be the 51 of Ryan Matthews. To his outside is going to be that 112 of Devin Morgan.
Devin Morgan was looking fast last time we were here. Well, not here, but last time the SARA guys drove. Devin Morgan is going to be in fourth, like you said. Justin LeDuc is going to be inside row 3 in the 27 car. To his outside, our pole winner, Dallas Pataska, in the 23 car.
Joe Schaefer Jr. in that 6 car. We saw him. He had a really quick car last week. Just got caught on the outside line. He's starting 7th. He's going to be, and to his outside is the 67 car of Colin Allman.
And Chris Canfield's on the inside of row 5, coming in 9th, and the 03. And to his outside, like we said, Christian Schallner, who won last week's race, so that puts him in 10th spot with, I want to call it a penalty. That's just how they set things up to make life interesting for these guys. So here we go. The lights are off the pace car. They're stacked up 2 by 2, Mitch, and we're getting ready to burn this one down, buddy. Why don't you take them to green?
Pace car is off. These guys getting ready, and green flag is in the air. The 80 car of Jacob Herberts is in the gas, and they're racing here at Milwaukee.
And they're going to send it down into this turn at 130 miles an hour on this first lap. It takes them about a lap to get up to full speed, but look at that. I mean, out strong and hard is Herberts on the outside. Inside there. They're single file now, Mitch. Didn't take long for that to happen. They are 2 by 2 from about 7th on back, though.
That they are, John, as they go through 3 and 4. These guys doing a really nice job here of single filing out and just riding around. As I say that, they're 3 wide. Looks like between the 5 of Matt Rolfe, the 32 of Trevor Edwards, and that's the 19 of Davey Rindeau.
And this track is so wide. It's a lot bigger than what they're used to running on. And, I mean, if you got the setup for it, you could run the outside of this track fairly well pretty quickly.
That you can, and I don't know if the top's going to come in here tonight, but if it does, it's going to be really interesting to watch here as the first battle on track looks like that 39 of the Bill Martin machine there, and ahead of him is Tim Bills.
I tell you what, these cars are hauling the mail, going down into turns about 135, 140 miles an hour, getting it woed down to about 100, then coming back off the turns and getting in the gas as hard and fast as they can. Let's see, Schallner, he's up to 8th after starting 10th spot. He was last week's winner. And he's looking pretty strong right there in that Kleenex number 31 car.
He is, John. We'll see throughout the race. He's going to slowly make his way up through the field methodically as he's doing a really nice job here, just settling in, making sure he doesn't burn those tires off so that he can make late race moves. And remember, we got that competition caution on lap 30 here. We're only on lap 4, so But even then, these guys can't take tires. They can only take fuel, as they can't make it to the end on fuel on one tank here.
Yes, we've talked about that before, Mitch, with these guys in the Dreamer Super Series. It's a no-tire series, which makes it a challenge. You've really got to master being fast but taking care of those tires at the same time so you can be there at the end to try and challenge for the win or at least a podium finish. And that's what I love about watching these guys drive. It's open setups, normally short tracks. This is the exception to that rule, but I mean, it's really fun to watch these guys walk that fine line of being fast and using up those tires.
And looking at these leaders, it's going to be a battle for the lead here as the number 66 of Krikorian goes the inside of Jacob Harbert's going down at turn number 1. These guys side by side. Looks like the 66, supposed to be the 66 of Krikorian, but he's got the wrong number on his car.
Nope, you're looking at Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews took the lead there going down to the turn on the inside and took that lead away. Now Matthews has got to be careful. He's driving really hard down the inside. That's going to wear those tires out, Mitch.
Yeah, I do apologize. My timing and scoring was a little bit messed up there, but Ryan Matthews nonetheless to the lead at the line here as he's out by a few car lengths already.
Oh, bad news for Devin Morgan. He's dropped out due to unacceptable internet levels. Folks, that's our version in iRacing of a mechanical failure, part breaking, whatever you want to call it. We don't have those in iRacing, so instead they decided, hey, if your internet goes to crap, we'll just kick you out of the server. Hopefully Devin get back in here, Mitch, and maybe not lose too many laps.
Hopefully that's the case, as speaking of which, thunderstorms in my area, so if we are experiencing lag, I do apologize. I think everything's good as far as that goes, but like I say, if we are having issues, we do apologize for that. But back up front, looks like Ryan Matthews running away with this thing right now.
He's looking real strong, but I gotta say, he took the lead in a very polite way. I don't know what happened there, but he kind of spammed sorry in the chat as he took the lead there. But it just made me laugh a little bit. But yeah, he's looking pretty strong. However, like we discussed, though, he's got no tires to take, so he might want to keep in mind that fact that he still has 91 laps to go. We're just now on lap 9, coming to flag take 10 next time by, so he's got to make those tires last a while. Bit
he does. That's really important, especially at a place like this, John. It wouldn't be very hard, I don't think, to burn up that right front tire trying to run away from this field. So hopefully Ryan Matthews saving just a little bit for later on in the race, because I know there's a lot of guys back here. Joe Schaefer Jr. in the 6, Allman in the 67, Christian Challenger, guys like this, they're all going to be saving their stuff and waiting a little bit longer maybe to go to the front here in this field. So Matthews has also got to be aware of that.
Absolutely. In the meantime, we're quickly approaching that caution that we talked about, the competition caution, the 1-3 Designs caution. They're going to throw at lap 30. Now I'm just wondering, how far can they go on a tank of gas? Did we ever get that from Matt?
I am not sure exactly how far they can go, John, but obviously it's going to be a little more than 70 laps because the 100-lap race they're doing the comp yellow at lap 30. I'd imagine they could probably go close to 90. So
that begs the question, if we have a caution before then, but that there's going to be a competition caution coming up, do you duck in and take fuel, depending on when that caution flies before lap 30, maybe, and then stay out? I mean, I'm just wondering, what the fuel mileage looks like on these things. Devin Morgan's back. He's on the track 9 laps. Sorry, make that 10 laps down now.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate for Devin Morgan. He's always got a great car here in the SARA Dreamer Racing Super Series. Always a threat to win these things, but not looking real good. 9 laps down. It would take, unfortunately, probably a miracle to get all those laps back, John.
Absolutely, and that is unfortunate, but it's part of racing here, and part of iRacing on the internet. Man, I don't know about you, Mitch, but I've been doing this for a long time, and I remember racing on dial-up. So, I got a little sympathy for him, but not a whole lot, to be honest with you. Been there, done that.
And we got a battle on track between the 18 and 77. That is Donald Clark and Ryan Doucette. These guys going at it for, looks like, around the 15th position, John.
Yes, indeed. And that's the 77 of Doucette down the inside. Drives it hard down to 1 right there. And looks to take that spot. But look at that. Back on the outside is Don Clark in that 18 car. Not going to give that spot up too easily. But then look behind them. You've got the 92 of Ty Spearman, looking to make it maybe a 3-car battle for that spot. And this is back here for 15th, Mitch.
That's a new one.
Mish.
As they come off
Hello,
of turn number
Mish.
4. Looks. Oh, they almost go 3 wide there off of 4, John. As now the 9 of Daniel Williamson coming into this battle as well. As the 18 kind of going backwards right now with Donald Clark. But look at that run he got through the center of the corner.
Oh.
Almost hit him.
I get the feeling, though, this is the first time. Look, another one just dropped out. Tim Bills dropped out. So the internet issues are kicking everybody in the butt tonight, it looks like. He was running back there in the back of the pack. Unfortunately, he's going to be back. If he comes back in, he's going to be about 10 laps down as well. And as I was saying, it looks to me, Mitch, like a bunch of these guys are still trying to figure out the fast way around this track. Like I said, this isn't a track they run at a whole lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely haven't run at it a lot. I don't know the track all that well, but I do know that these guys have probably put up quite a bit of practice this week. Knowing that it's an unusual track for them to go to, and so they're probably pretty familiar with it by now. They know the ins and outs and know what they need to do to try and save their tires. But looking at that 51 of Ryan Matthews, I don't know if he's saving anything out there.
I don't think he is.
I just
really
don't think that it's possible. He's about 7/10 out in front of the field now, but 7/10 at the Milwaukee Mile here, that's a long ways.
Well, here's something interesting, though. Last time by, both he and Jacob Harberts both ran the exact same time, a 28.589. That's not something you see very often.
No, definitely not. Really, the Harbert's doing a nice job. I bet you he probably saving his stuff a little bit. He let I bet you he let Ryan Matthews go, actually. Said, go ahead, go burn your stuff up. And we have a battle, actually, for the 6th spot right now between the 66er Krikorian and Christian Challoner. And Challoner now going to go right by him. So it moves Challoner up to the 6th position. And he's definitely moving up through this field, John.
Well, this is usually the time we see Challoner start making his moves, though, is after about, somewhere between 20, 25 laps on tires. He's been saving a little bit here and starting to pick his way through. But however, though, we're about 10 and a half, 11 laps away from that 1-3 Designs competition caution that they're going to throw at lap. Oh, wow, the 27 just swung way out wide. Not sure what happened there. Oh, he's a lap car. He was letting the leaders by without much of a mix-up. I thought that was something that got out of shape there. My apologies. But, yeah, we're going to be throwing that competition caution here pretty soon. So I'm wondering, if some of these guys aren't trying to get as many spots as they can before then.
I think that might be the case.
I take that
here
back. LeDuc is not a lap car. I didn't mean to walk on you, but yeah, he just went really wide there.
Yeah, it was weird. A weird corner there for LeDuc, but nonetheless falls in behind the 31 of Challoner, and Challoner up the 5th now. So, and look at it right ahead of him, John. That number 67 of Colin Allman, and he's also always a player at the end of these things. And he's making his way up through the field as well, and Challoner just kind of following up through.
Well, our track temperature is up a few degrees, up to 73 right now. It's still, still a relatively cool track, and with it being sunset and the longer we go on the green flag conditions here, I'm sure this track will cool off, which is going to give these guys a little bit extra grip. And I'm just amazed at how it's like a freight train coming on that inside line right there. It's like nobody really wants to venture too far to the outside.
Yeah, I think the track is still, it's going to take a while, as you say that. Colin Allman to the outside. See if he's going to be able to make this work, John. Down the back straightaway. Yeah, just not really getting a run off of the corner. Maybe a little bit. But down into 3, I think the 31 going to pull ahead of here of the 67 of Allman. As you see the 31 blink out there for a second, so maybe...
Yeah, I saw that.
Challoner having some internet issues as well, possibly.
I wonder if these other guys are all in the same area there. A little interesting note for you real quick, Mitch. I don't know if you knew this or not, but... the SARA guys, their own Ty Spearman's got a YouTube channel dedicated to his fishing excursions, along with a few surprises along the way. Check him out on YouTube or Facebook by searching for Salty Hooks. I've actually painted a car for the Salty Hooks guys.
I might have to check that out. I am a, relative to everyone's beliefs, there is lakes here in Canada. They're not always covered by ice.
So you don't just play hockey on them is what you're telling me?
Yeah, no, we play hockey on ice, and then in the summertime we go fishing. So definitely might have to check that out.
And you don't mean ice fishing, do you?
Oh, we do that too. We do more fishing than...
I've never found that thing attractive to do ice fishing. Pass, thank you.
I don't enjoy it as much as being out on the lake in a boat drinking a cold beer. But
there you go.
Nonetheless,
now we're talking.
It is still enjoyable.
It is. Well, back to our race, folks. They just crossed the line for lap 25 right there. So we'll be throwing that competition caution, that 1-3 Designs competition caution at lap 30, about 6 laps from now. And I tell you what, man, Matthews is checked out, Mitch. I mean, he's got almost a little over half a second right there on the guys behind him, and they're really duking it out for second place.
Harbert's up out of the groove.
They got a little bit of contact there. Harbert's got tagged.
Yeah, we'll go back and get it on the replay for the fans here. Looks like there was just a little bit of contact between those two guys going into turn 3. And got the replay up here. We'll see what happens.
Hell of a save by Harberts, though.
Yeah, really good job by Harberts. Looked like he just didn't really know Pataska was going to dive it in there, and came down a little bit, and they made contact. But no harm, no foul. Both guys keep on going, and no caution comes out.
Absolutely. Pataska's not a dirty driver by any means, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. I don't think that Harberts expected him to be down there that far into the corner. But like you said, no harm, no foul. Great job of saving that car by Harberts, you know, and but what that did was allow Matthews to just get that much out further by himself in that clean air.
Yeah, about 7/10 now, and you look, the battle for second, raging on a little bit here. The 23 of Pataska and his 31 of Christian Challoner. These guys battling for the second position. Challoner trying to make up maybe one more spot for the before the competition. 1-3 designs caution here in just a few laps.
3 laps to go until that competition caution comes out, and for those of you just tuning in to the SARA Dreamer Racing Super Series, we're at the Milwaukee Mile, and if you're looking for Ben Kilcrease, he ain't here. Ben, we're thinking about you, buddy. I know you're out on the road. Be safe out there. So it's me and Mitch Rollo. Mitch is doing double duty tonight, folks. Not only is he up here calling this amazing race and doing a damn fine job of it, he's also bringing you these amazing pictures that you see on your screen. So, you know what? If you're out there perusing the Facebook page or the Twitch page or even the YouTube page, give Mitch a shout, maybe a thumbs up, give him some love. Let him know he's doing a great job, would you?
Definitely lots of fun. We'll go with it's busy doing both, doing double duty here for the Sim Racing Network, but nonetheless lots of fun, especially with you, John, because you always keep me entertained with your awesome, sometimes ridiculous jokes.
Me? Jokes? I have no idea what you're referring to, sir.
Well, you know, you better better open your ears a little bit.
Well, you know, it's my pleasure to jump up here in the booth with you guys. You know that, Mitch. I was relatively new to this whole broadcasting thing. I've done 1 or 2 here and there over the years, but when you and Ben approached me a few months back to do this, I had no idea how much fun it would be. I almost, and I would really like to stress that word almost, enjoy doing this more than I do racing. But here we go, folks. Lap 30 right here. The competition caution is out. That's going to be a 1-3 Designs competition caution. These guys are all going to duck into pit road here and grab the fuel they need to go the rest of the way, but no tires. In the meantime, Mitch and I are going to go to commercial break. We're going to leave it on corner to corner so you don't miss any of this action. And when we get back, we'll give you a top 10 rundown. But in the meantime, please stay tuned to the Sim Racing Network. Here's our corner to corner, and we'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Ever dreamed of being paid to dive? Think you can handle the heat of cooking for hundreds of brave troops? Could you deploy a sophisticated communication network in some of the remotest corners of the planet? Can you see yourself delivering essential healthcare in a state-of-the-art portable clinic? Would you like to pull off intense workouts and a paid education? Or execute a precision landing just in time to save a life? Perhaps you'd prefer to master cutting-edge electronic systems in the middle of the ocean. Dare to be extraordinary with the Canadian Armed Forces. Apply for one of over 100 full and part-time careers and acquire sought-after skills and training that will serve you everywhere. A message from the Government of Canada.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
And welcome back to the Sim Racing Network's presentation of the Sim Auto Racing Association's Dreamer Racing Super Series. This is round 6, the Salty Hooks 100, coming at you from the Milwaukee Mile. I'm John Mustian Jr. With me in the booth is Mitch Rollo. Folks, we're about to go back to green. They had their little pit stop here. It was a 1-3 Designs competition caution came out. Allowed these guys to go in and top off. And Mitch, I'm hoping it goes green from here on out, buddy.
Me too, John. It's going to be fun to watch the different see who was saving and who wasn't. We'll definitely tell here on this restart, who was doing a good job of saving their stuff left run. Well,
this ought to be fun to watch, buddy. Why don't you go ahead and take us back to green there, Mitch?
Sounds good to me, John, as we pace through 3 and 4 for one last time under the 1-3 Designs caution period. The pace car is going to duck off in about 100 feet right here. And the pace car is off. Green flag is back in the air. Ryan Matthews is in the gas, and we're racing here at Milwaukee once again.
Matthews said, I've got the juice to go. I'll see y'all later on, fellas. And there he goes down hard into turn 1. Look at this scrum we've got going on for second place back here, Mitch. A 3-car battle, 3 wide, almost 4 wide for second place.
These guys going nuts in the 3rd position. Then the restart that Colin Allman had, I believe he restarted 6th and already up to 4th here. So really good job by Allman to make up spots on the restart there.
Allman's not messing around, man. He's like, it's time to go, although it's really not. I mean, they've got like 65 laps left to go, but he is taking no prisoners out there. In the meantime, we've had another
contact.
Ooh, a little bit of
between
contact.
The 27 and the 67 there. The 27 ducks underneath Allman, but Allman going to be, pull away from down the back straightaway, but almost a really big incident there in turns 1 and 2.
As wide as this track is, none of them want to come off that bottom line very much.
Yeah, it must be, That bottom line is definitely the dominant line at this point in the race. You're lap 36 of 100. It might come in a little bit later on, and but right now, as you see, Allman sliding back just a little bit on that outside line. Now he's going to be stuck up top above the 66 of David Krikorian.
You know, it's very reminiscent of Pocono. You know, like when they come off of turn 4 at Pocono and they fan out the 3, 4, 5 wide coming down the front stretch. That's what these guys look like right here. Look at that, coming off of turn 4 and they fan out trying to pass each other going down the front stretch.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch here from up here in the booth, John, as we're working lap 37 here. Ryan Matthews first, Mataska in second, and Christian Challoner just stalking his prey in the 3rd position. Now, you pointed something to pointed something out to me. There we go, under caution, John. That 31, his I rating coming into this race is 7,777. So that's got to be a lucky omen for the driver of the 31, I think.
Oh yeah, and you know he's also the only pro in the field. So I mean, Challoner is a great guy. We've talked to him a few times, you and I. He's from the UK, a really nice guy, and got a strong car under him tonight. And he's showing us how to get it done. Now, folks, if you're just tuning in, again, like I said, this is the Sim Auto Racing Association, also known as SARA. If you're interested in getting together with these guys and maybe seeing what if you can race with them, stop by www.racesara, that's RACESARA.com. See what they've got to offer. Maybe they got some openings for you. I know if I could do it, I would, Mitch, but I know damn well that I cannot drive a super late model. Hell, I could barely drive an A car.
And I mean, I would be a fish out of water with these guys. In fact, I actually tried racing a few races with the Sim Auto Racing Association last year sometime. And let's just say it was a short-lived stint because I got out there with these guys in the Contender Series, trying to make my way up to the Super Series, and it just, let's just go with it, did not go well.
I hear you. I did an an open race with them one night. I think it was a recruiting race a couple of years back, and I was a lap down within 19 laps, I think it was, something like that. It was at South Boston, and up until that night, I thought I was a pretty decent super late model driver, and not after that night I didn't.
I was in the same boat, John. Yeah, I've been on the service for 5 years, and yeah, I've done my fair share of super late model racing, but these guys just on a whole nother level. As far as short tracks and super late models and late models go, so definitely a lot of great competition here at the Sim Auto Racing Association.
Well, like my partner Mitch just said, folks, we've got a lot of great talent in this field. Again, I mean, we're looking at the I rating, and they're really, I think the average. I'm not good at maths because I'm just old and broken, but if I had to guess, Mitch, the average I rating for this group has to be upwards of $4 grand.
It's got to be. I'm looking at all the I ratings on my screen right here. Actually, I'd say it's probably closer to 45 or 5,000. As look at this battle going on here around and the caution is out. Just as we say that. Not seeing it just yet.
It looks like the 88 car of Matthew Eddy is involved, and I think that's the 92 down there inside. Yep, Ty Spearman. We were just talking about him.
Yeah, the 92 just gets spun around there in 3
He
and
had
4.
a little help. He got punted by the 70, it looks like.
We'll get the replay up here. Going down the back straight away. That's 70 behind him. That is 70 of Russell Brown Jr. And wow. Looks like maybe Brown just misjudged to the corner in the closing rate, just a little bit, down in 3 and 4 there. So
I didn't mean to walk on you, Mitch. I apologize.
That's okay.
Well, like I was going to say, that's a 1-3 Designs caution right there. It's going to give these guys, Mitch, a chance to cool their tires off, which I'm sure they're going to love. But at the same time, it brings up that question we talked about earlier. It's 7:30 p.m. local time up there right now. No lights at Milwaukee. We can't have too many of these cautions now.
Yeah, we better stay green, or else, like you say, it might start getting a little bit dark here for these guys. It might be a little bit hard to see. Yeah, a little bit dicey. As see, it's especially dark on the left side of your screen, or left side of the track over there in 3 and 4. Not a ton of light here, so I think we're gonna be okay. I think we'll probably get it in with some daylight left, but not too much of it.
Well, the good news for these guys is, Like I said, this is going to allow them to cool their tires off a little bit, take a deep breath, get things gathered back up. We're at lap 45, almost to the halfway point, Mitch. And I'm very impressed with the fact that this is the first 1-3 Designs caution we've seen other than the competition caution, which was planned anyway. So these guys are really doing a great job on driving on the Milwaukee Mile here.
Yeah, they're all doing a really, really nice job. Like I said earlier, lots of talent in this series and lots of capable drivers to make these things go green. You know, it's definitely possible to go green the rest of the way. You know, there's lots of give and take here at the Milwaukee Mile tonight. So I would assume there's not going to be a lot of cautions here moving forward. I hope there's not, at least.
I'm sure we'll be fine in that category. I'll tell you what, and then you know this, Mitch, I'm a painter as well, and I'm loving some of these vehicles I'm seeing on track, man. Some of these guys have some gorgeously designed and painted vehicles out there. They're really good looking. Matthew's car especially. I'm loving that red, white, and black.
Yeah, we'll get the viewers a really good look at it, zoom right in on it. That is a beautiful machine, that 51M machine of Ryan Matthews. Really nice looking car.
Just looks evil with that Toyota Camry nose on it, doesn't it?
It really does. Looks like a race winning car too, and that's definitely a possibility here tonight.
Well, if he keeps it up, yeah, he's gonna be there. I'm telling you, he's looking great right now.
He is. He's led a lot
So
of
let me
laps.
ask you something, Mitch.
What's that?
If you had to pick a winner right now, besides Matthews, I mean, he's looking good in first, but who do you think is pretty strong right now?
I gotta go with that 31 of Christian Challoner. We see week in and week out this guy is super competitive. You know, amongst these guys, does a really nice job in that 31 machine. I'm going to be looking for that 31 to be in victory lane at the end of this thing.
I was going to say the same thing. He's looking very strong right now. He is last week's winner, and he started in 10th, has not fallen outside the top 10 yet. Looking really strong, but he's also smart. I mean, we've been watching him, and he doesn't really put himself into a position to get in any kind of an accident or, you know, be involved in somebody else's accident. So that's a good sign of a smart racer right there.
Yeah, definitely is. John is working lap 47 of 100 right here. So almost a halfway, and these guys up to this point, caution free. The only caution we had up to this point was for the 1-3 Designs competition yellow at lap 30. So these guys go down and get a tank of fuel. But as we say that here, hopefully we can go green the rest of the way, John.
I'm sure we will. Folks, don't forget we have the triple threat, as we like to call it, of viewing. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Just search the Sim Racing Network. Hey, Mitch, take them back to green.
Coming back to green here, John. The pace car getting ready to duck off. And Ryan Matthews going to be in control of the field once again here off of turn 4. The pace car is gone, and so is Matthews. The green flag is back in the air, and these guys are racing. And Matthews with a really good start that time. Challoner still back there in third, but Tasca dives down in front of him.
I'll tell you what, Matthews has these restarts dialed in, man. He gets out there and gets himself where he wants to be in that clean air to give himself a shot to get into the lane that he wants going down in turn 1. In the meantime, behind him, they've gone single file all the way back to about 7th place, but back there is a scrum for positions there, Mitch.
Starts with the 32 of Trevor Edwards and goes back from there. They're too wide, about 5 rows deep, John. They're doing a really good job of keeping it clean and green, though.
3 wide going down to 1 with the 67, the 5 of Matt Rolfe, and I think that's the 7 down there also, isn't it? Yeah. My goodness.
Really awesome racing by these guys right now. Doucette on the bottom, Rolfe on the top. Doucette trying to make it happen, but the 7 unfortunately holds him up just a little bit. Rolfe on the outside. Now he's going to want to get down if he wants to hold his position there, though. You see the outside line, not really very good here. Lap 49 of 100, actually going to 50.
I'll tell you what, actually, Rolfe's having a great run this week compared to his luck the last few weeks. He's a strong runner usually, but he winds up getting involved in somebody else's mess. But right now, Matt Rolfe is holding down a pretty good spot there, just outside the top 10 and 12th spot. But looking to get himself back up. 3 wide. Oh, my goodness. This is not going to work too well.
Williams
that
Roush.
9 car. Look at him drifting up.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh,
Williamson had to be holding his breath right there, Mitch. He had to be holding his breath.
They all had to have been holding their breath, John. It's 3 wide. You know, this is a wide track, but nonetheless, it's tough to do that and not wreck the race cars, as they did a really nice job there.
They really did. That was very impressive. I'm wondering if there's any wet driving suits right now.
Man, I don't know, but there's I tell you one thing, I would not have made it out the other side of that.
I'm not going to lie. I would have just closed my eyes and held the steering wheel left just to see what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope nobody heard that. Please, guys, I don't race like that for real. I'm just saying.
Questionable.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, it looks like they've calmed down a little bit out there. The 9 of Daniel Williamson still stuck on the outside in that Federated Auto Parts Super Late model. But there we go. He squeezes down and gets in line. So we go back to some single file racing. And, you know, I'm just very, very impressed with the fact that these guys they're driving hard, but they're not really wasting their tires too much. They're saving enough to get racy here. But single file racing right now, and it might stay that way, folks. We just passed the halfway point. We're at lap 53 of 100, and they've got enough gas to go the rest of the way. The problem, though, is going to be those tires. Those tires are the only set they've got, and they've got to be careful with how hard they drive. So in the meantime, behind the 9, we've got the 39 and the 92. That's Bill Martin of the 39 and the 92 of Ty Spearman, who was involved in a spin earlier. Ty is trying to work his way back up. He's back there in 20th right now, and they're fighting for that 20th spot. In the meantime, back up front, Ryan Matthews has checked out, so to speak. He's got a pretty good lead over the field right now. And he's just, you know, kind of taking his time. I'm sorry. It's not even, I was looking at that wrong. It's not even a whole tenth of a second. He's just right in front of Dallas Pataska in that 23 car. And right behind him, somebody we've been talking about a lot tonight, Christian Schauner. So the top 3 have checked out, is what I was trying to say. They're about a full second ahead of Jacob Harberts back there in 4th place. In 5th place, I'm sorry, and Justin LeDuc just moved up to 4th right there, the 27 car. So it's a pretty good fight for the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th spot back there. They get back to single file, but I tell you what, up front though, like I said, Matthews, Pataska, and Schauner, they've kind of checked out a little bit. So I guess they're going to try and give themselves as much space as they can between themselves and the rest of the field. And when they get down to about 5 to go, we'll probably see a lot of dice in there. Mitch, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so, John. These top 3, like you say, have checked out. But Ryan Matthews, you know, we saw him get away a little bit earlier on this race. Doesn't look like they're doing that now. So that tells me that maybe those guys were saving their tires a little bit. But, you know, Ryan Matthews looking really stout right now still. So maybe, you know, wasn't burning his tires off like we thought he was.
Well, right now he's running just about a second under what he was running earlier. And that's probably due, A, to tire wear, but also I'm kind of wondering if maybe his crew chief didn't whisper in his ear, hey, dude, take it easy a little bit. You know, we still got a long way to go. So maybe he's just watching his pace a little bit, trying to make sure he gets to the end. But like I said, Mitch, the top 3 have checked out from the guys behind them. It just kind of makes you wonder, are they trying to give themselves enough space between themselves and everybody behind them to maybe go for a 3-way fight towards the end of this thing?
That is a possibility, John, but you got to think about it. If we have a caution come out with 20 to go or so, right now it's going to be about 32, 33 laps to go right here. You know, if a caution comes out in 10 or so laps, and these guys have been running a lot harder than the guys behind them, you know, maybe not going to have a lot of tires left. Those guys behind them are going to be in the catbird seat. You know, guys like Justin LeDuc, Jacob Harberts, Joe Schaefer Jr., you know, could all be saving their tires, so they got to be aware of that too.
Well, you just mentioned LeDuc there, Justin LeDuc in the 27 car. I'm keeping my eye on him. He's kind of separated himself from the guys behind him. Got a pretty good gap between himself and 5th place Jacob Harberts. So I don't know if he's saving anything right now. He's trying to get himself up there and put himself in the mix for the win with the top 3. But I'll tell you what, Mitch, right now it's very calm. But I predict that once we get down inside of 10, 15 laps to go, they're going to start getting a little bit heated.
I think you're right, John. These guys are going to start getting a little bit more racy, a little more aggressive, trying to make up those positions that they want to make up. You know, they've been saving all race, and now they want to use those tires to their advantage and try and make all these passes at the end of the race.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, man, I'm so impressed with these guys running these super late models on the Milwaukee Mile, Mitch. I can't imagine what that's like, you know. I mean, I've done the Xfinity car and the truck series here, but these little guys, man, these super late models, they got a lot of horsepower and very little body weight to go with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're definitely moving pretty quick through the corners. Pretty light cars, like you say, so definitely not having to slow down too much through the corners.
Folks, we're going to take a brief break for a second. We're going to leave it on corner to corner so you don't miss any of the action. And when we get back, we'll give you a rundown of a quick top 10, and we'll take it all the way to green from there. Stay tuned to the Sim Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, folks, to Sim Racing Network's presentation of the Salty Hooks 100 at Milwaukee Mile. That's a Sim Auto Racing Association Dreamer Racing Super Series. And Mitch, it's still the same as it was when we left, man. We got the top 3, about a half a second ahead of Justin LeDuc, but he is slowly, ever so slowly, reeling those guys in.
Yeah, it's very slowly. I don't know that he's going to be able to catch up with them, John, but he's doing a really nice job holding on to that 4th position. The next guy back behind him is about a second, about 4 tenths, and that is Jacob Harbert in that 80 car, and right on his back bumper is the 32 of Trevor Edwards.
That's right. There's a 1.3 second split between LeDuc and Harberts. And in the meantime, up front, oh, wow, the 51 just brushed that outside wall just a smidge there. I think he was just trying to arc his turn a little bit too much right there. But these top 3, Mitch, they've kind of checked out. And, you know, like I said, I'm still standing by what I said earlier. We're at lap 67 right now. We'll be coming by to take lap 68 here shortly. That's going to give us about 33 laps to go. I predict that within 15 laps, we're going to see these 3 up top duking it out.
Yeah, they are going to be duking it out, John, as they're really close even now. And they're going to maybe start pushing the issue a little more when they come down to maybe, 10, 15 to go. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
Well, we started this race, folks, with 29 cars on the field. And right now we still got 22 on the lead lap and 22 total still in the race. So it's not been too bad. We've had a few guys that dropped out for internet issues. Ty Spearman just disappeared. Don't know what happened to him. That was about 5 laps ago. But so not a bad running right here. We got 22 cars still on track, still on the lead lap. So technically, Mitch, and I'm reaching here, I know, but technically it's still anybody's race.
Technically, you're right, John, but I think it's going to be, if it
quite
stays green. Yeah, it's quite a reach. If it stays green here, it's going to come down to these top 3, I think. Although LeDuc is doing a really nice job of trying to pull them in, I just don't think he's going to get there. It's going to be between Matthews, Pataska, and Challenger if it stays green. If the caution comes out, then it could be anybody's game.
Absolutely, I have to agree with you there. I just don't think LeDuc's got enough time left. It's a shame, too, because he's running. Oh, speaking of the caution, here we are.
The commentator's curse strikes again here as the caution.
Yes, and it's all your fault this time. It's not me.
Yeah, the 1-3 design.
Looks like
caution.
the 03 of Chris Canfield is sitting backwards on the front stretch. They're not sure what happened.
Chris Canfield
just lost it.
Yeah, we'll get the replay up for the fans. So you're going down to back straightaway through 3 right now, and everything looks.
When he comes through 3 and 4, when he gets 4 right here, he's just going to loop it around by himself.
That is a very interesting development there as the 0-3
you think?
spins out and the caution comes out. The 1-3 Designs caution comes out once again. Second actual caution tonight, the third total with the competition yellow. But nonetheless, these guys are going to get bunched back up. And remember what we were just talking about? But if a caution comes out, it could be anyone's game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, here we are, John.
Oh, my goodness. I love restarts, though. I ain't going to lie. And this is perfect. I mean, let's be honest here. We had 3 cars kind of stinking the show up, Mitch. They had checked out from the rest of the field, and they are strong. Maybe one of them is the strongest car out there right now, but this gives, a good 5 or 6 other cars a chance to get in here and mix it up with these guys on this restart. So now I'm predicting that Matthews is going to do a Kyle Busch on the field on this restart and probably, punch out there and get a good 2 or 3 car length lead going down to 1. But from second on back is going to be one hell of a dogfight.
It is, and I think especially, I think the top 3 may break away again if it stays green, but back behind them is going to be an absolute dogfight for all those positions. Everyone's going to be trying to make up all those positions on this restart to try and make things happen, try and get that track position, and, hopefully it doesn't cause another yellow. But if it does, we'll have a little more excitement in our lives, John. Not that the racing itself is an excitement, but the restarts are on a whole another level.
Well, that, and I'm sure that the 1-3 Designs guys would like to hear their name a few more times, but, that harkens back to a saying I heard once. I don't remember if it was Benny Parsons or Buddy Baker that said it first. I can't remember, but cautions breed cautions, and we've seen that numerous times, Mitch, especially late in a race when these guys know they're getting down to the final few laps and it's time to go. A little impatience pops up, a little aggressiveness pops up, and sure enough, we get caution after caution.
From time to time, yeah, that does happen, John. Usually these Sim Auto Racing Association guys, SARA guys, are not too bad about that, and hopefully we see that tonight. But one other thing I want to mention is darkness is definitely starting to set in here at the track.
Yeah, yes,
and,
it is.
We are at lap 73, so we should be fine as far as daylight. It shouldn't be pitch black by the end of this thing, but I have a feeling it's going to start getting pretty dark. That sun's going to go down, down under that horizon, and it might get just a little bit dark.
Yeah, and hey, let's see how good these guys really are. Let's go ahead and just darken the whole track.
Sounds good to me. It might, I think some carnage may ensue, John, but it might be kind of fun.
So, resulting in that was an EOL penalty given to Chris Canfield. He'll be starting at the back of the pack. Lights are off, Mitch. We're 2 by 2, my friend, and about a lap. We're going back to green. It'll be lap 75 when we go back to green, which means we'll have about 26 laps left. And, my friend, I hope you've got enough oxygen and water sitting next to you.
I'm really interested to see this restart. I'm interested to see it because I think Christian Challoner might possibly try and time this thing up perfectly to try and get the restart that he needs to get around that 23 of Pataska and go ahead and challenge that 51 for the win for this race.
I have to agree with you on that. We've seen him do that before. He times these restarts sometimes, and it works out for him, but we'll see what happens this time. Hey, Mitch.
Yo, what's up?
Take it back to green.
You betcha, John, as we're working our way through 3 and 4. Once again, hopefully for the last 1-3 Designs caution period, pace car is going to duck off here and leave the field in the hands of the 51 of Ryan Matthews. The green flag is in the air. Not the start that Challoner needed, and he is going backwards fast. Wow.
I'm not sure he didn't slide his tires there on that restart, man. He didn't get a good start at all. Drops all the way back to, my goodness, looks like 4th or 5th. In the meantime, Matthews got a great restart, but just behind him is a Dallas Pataska in that 23, Mitch. Pataska's got his sights set on that 51 car of Ryan.
Yeah, that he does. And working through 3 and 4 off of turn number 4 right now. We're going to have 25 laps to go at the line. 25, so not a ton of time to make things happen. But we are at the Milwaukee Mile. There is some pretty fast, long lap times here. 28 to 29 second range. So, these guys still got a little bit of time to do something with that. But nonetheless, coming down to crunch time right now.
Well, right now our top 4 has a little bit of gap between themselves and Trevor Edwards back there in 5th. The top 4 is Ryan Matthew, Pataska in that 23. Justin LeDuc, somebody we were talking about earlier, he was back there in 4th. He's gained 1 spot. And then Christian Challoner, who had a kind of a terrible restart there, Mitch. He's back there in 4th place. And like I said, Trevor Edwards is back there in 5th. But these top 4, they're really close. Nose to tail right there.
Wow, 3 wide on the back straightaway. Sorry to cut you off, John. The 39
no, I didn't
to
even
67, see it. And the 14 cars all going 3 wide down the back straightaway. So really good battles going back in the field here around the 15th spot.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get in there and mix it up, guys. You know, we only got 25 laps, or 23 laps left, excuse me. So let's get up there and get something done. In the meantime, back up front, it's Matthews still out front by a little over 3/10 of a second there. But behind him, we got a 3-car scrum there, Mitch. Pataskala, Duke, and Challoner all duking it out right there.
Yeah, Challoner gets around him back to the 3rd spot for Challoner already after getting shuffled back to 4th or 5th on that restart. So Challoner, a good rebound here, and still lots of time to try and catch up to that leader, that 51 of Ryan Matthews.
Well, he got on the apron right there, Mitch, and got a little loose, had to check up a little bit, lost some momentum. But I think if anybody can catch Pataska and Matthews up front, it's going to be Challoner. He was saving his tires, I'm pretty sure, for most of this race. His average lap time was just a hair over 28 seconds, so that tells me he was trying to save those tires as much as he could for the end. Oh, somebody just got in the wall there up front. Not sure who it was. I just see sparks flying. It's the 51 car. Matthews, he keeps brushing that outside wall there, Mitch, trying to get every inch of this track he can as he arcs down in that turn.
Yeah, he is. He's got to be careful, John, that he doesn't damage the right side of that car. Although sometimes you see that help, as you call them, the on-track engineering adjustments. So
absolutely correct. Thank you, Mitch. I love you, man. You remembered.
You know, I always pay attention to the things you say, John, and sometimes, you know, maybe 49% of the time they make sense. So that's one of the things that makes sense. As Challoner, look at this battle for second. He just goes right by him. He sent it in there, John.
Ooh, but look, 23 got right back up on the bumper right there. Said, "Hey, buddy, I'm right here."
That was a really nice job by Challoner getting by that 23 Pataska. Now he's going to go chase down that leader of Ryan Matthews and may just try and, you know, maybe move him up the track if he has to. Not, you know, Challoner, not one of those guys that usually does that, but after that restart, you know he's got to have a fire under his butt trying to get back up to that lead.
Just a little fire under his butt. That's a great way to put it. But I tell you what, he's looking really stout. I mean, he's already come all the way up from 5th to 2nd spot in about 8 laps. So that's impressive as hell. And he's still got 17 laps, Mitch, 17 and a half laps to get up there and do up. And damn, here we go, another caution.
Wow. And that changes things yet again for these drivers, as I believe that is our 4th 1-3 Designs caution period. And that was the 39 of Bill Martin on the back straightaway. We'll get a replay up here for you guys. And he had some help, I'm hearing John say in my ear, as, oh yeah, the 67. Looked like something happened with the 39. He maybe checked up a little bit. The 67 just got into the back of him and then spun him around there. So unfortunate circumstances there for the driver of the number 39 car.
But what that does, Mitch, is that's going to stack these guys up. And by the time we get done rolling around and get everybody lined up for this 1-3 Designs caution, that's going to leave us about 15 laps to go. So I'm not real sure, you know, what we're going to see here. But, folks, I promise you, we will catch it all when we go back to green. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to leave it on corner to corner just so you can look at these pretty cars driving around. And when we come back, we'll take it, hopefully, green flag racing all the way to the checkered flag racing and give you guys one hell of a finish. Stay tuned to the Sim Racing Network. We shall return.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Arsenic, rat poison.
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
Ever dreamed of being paid to dive? Think you can handle the heat of cooking for hundreds of brave troops? Could you deploy a sophisticated
And we're back, folks, but we're wanting to go. Mitch, we're going to have one hell of a restart right here. 15 laps to go right now. When we come back to green, it'll be 14. Hey, Mitch, I have a question for you.
What's that?
Are you ready to take them back to green?
I am ready to take him back to green. I like that you've given me this responsibility, John. Now
Turn them loose, brother.
Wouldn't usually put this faith in myself, but once again, here we are. The pace car is getting ready to duck off and put the field back in the hands of the 51 of Ryan Matthews. Pace car is off. Ryan Matthews is away, and we're green flag racing here at Milwaukee. A really good restart there once again, and look at Challenger.
Oh, we go.
Three
wide down into turn one, folks.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
Leduc up the track. They're 3 wide. Challenger gets contact from behind. These guys are going crazy. They're 3 wide behind them again with the 780 and the 27.
In the meantime, Matthews is looking in his mirror and goes, yes, thank you very much, boys. Y'all duke it out. I'm out of here. I've got a race to go win. In the meantime, the 23 car of Dallas Pakaska has come out of that scrum in second place, but behind him, it's still a Hornets nest, Mitch. I mean, look at that, 3, 4, 5 wide back there.
It is insane racing right now here at the Milwaukee Mile. These guys all bunched up, all together, trying to make things work. Doing a good job so far, but they were 3 and 4 wide on that restart. And, contact with that 27 of Justin Leduc. I'm going to pull a page out of your book here and say they were Leducing it out.
Hell yeah. I love you, my Canadian brother.
There you go. And John is very excited. We're working lap number 88 of 100 right here. Actually, 89 of 100. And Christian Challenger, I don't know what's going on with his restarts, John.
I don't know what's going on with his restarts either, but it has cost him dearly. He's dropped from second all the way back to fifth. And I say all the way back because, I mean, he's got some hellaciously good racers in front of him. I don't think he's got time, Mitch. 10 laps to go, maybe 10 and a half laps to go. He doesn't have time to work his way back up there to get to that bumper of Ryan Matthews.
I don't know.
Oh, we've got another caution.
Caution is out once again, as looks like the number... Who was that back there?
The 88, it looks like.
The 88.
And he's got substantial damage, too.
Yeah, we'll get the replay up here. See what exactly
Actually, it started
happened.
with the, I'm sorry, Mitch, I didn't even walk on you. It starts with the 70 and the 13 coming out of 4. The 88 was just an innocent bystander.
Oh, and Allman gets taken out as well, yeah. A few cars getting taken out in that mess, so... Wow. That was, another caution, another 1-3 Designs caution period here at the Milwaukee Mile. And this is just going to add a little more fuel to the fire, John. And I don't think that we need that at this time, you know? We've already got enough flames a-brewing here.
Well, as my drill sergeant would have said back in 1987, we have saved the drama for your mama. Here it is, folks. Less than 10 laps to go. When we go back to green, I'm thinking it's probably going to be about 5 laps, Mitch. We've got some guys behind Matthews that are hungry for a win. Matthews is hungry for a win, don't get me wrong, but he's dominated so far in this race. But right now, he's got 3, 4 guys behind him that think they've got a shot to win this thing, and if they get the proper restart, they might just do it.
I'm just really interested to see what's going on with Christian Challenger. We've seen the last 2 restarts. It's like when he goes to shift the car. It looks like he almost missed a couple of shifts or something. Both restarts. I'm not sure what's happening there because prior to that, he was having some good restarts.
Absolutely, and I'm with you, man. I'm kind of puzzled to it. Not sure if he's slipping tires or missing shifts, but whatever it is, it's costing him dearly. I mean, he started second that time, wound up 5th inside of a lap. So we'll see what happens with this next restart. Maybe he can figure it out. But, Man, I mean, can you believe this? We've got another 1-3 Designs caution on track with less than 10 laps to go. Matthews has got to be nervous right now. I mean, he's had a great car. He's dominated this race, Mitch, but he's got to be very nervous right now.
If I was Ryan, I would be a little bit nervous as well, because you never know when one of these guys is going to want to do anything possible for one of these wins. So hopefully, in the back of the mind, in the back of Matthews' mind, he's got to be thinking, okay, I just got to get a good restart here, get out in front of these guys so no one can come in there and try to slide job me or bump me out of the way or anything like that. He's got to be focused on this restart and got to get a good one.
Absolutely. And another thing to keep in mind, though, is that these guys are all on 93-lap old tires. So every restart gets a little trickier and a little slicker on those tires.
Yeah, it does, John. And you see a lot of that's what really caused this latest 1-3 Designs caution period is cars getting loose and squirrely. So these tires definitely starting to play an effect on these cars and these drivers. As the pace lights are out, once again, we're getting ready to go back to green.
Well, I'm looking at the right side of Potas's car. He's got a little bit of damage there, but it's probably not going to make a whole lot of difference here on the Milwaukee Mile, Mitch. So we'll see how it spins out for him. Spins out. I probably shouldn't have used that term right there, but
wow.
You're right. We're going to stack them back up 2 by 2 by 2 here. If Matthews is smart, he's going to try and check everybody up, play a little bit of mind games here on this restart to try and get himself as big of a lead going down in the one as he can. Hey, Mitch.
What's up, John?
Are you bored?
Not really doing anything right now. What's up?
Well, hey, do me a favor and take him back to green.
I guess I could do that for you, John. As
Thank you.
The pace car going through 3 and 4 here, getting ready to once again duck off, maybe for the last time here tonight. As you see, the sun is setting, the pace car is off, the green flag is out, and Matthews with a really, really good start that time. He gets out to a few car length lead right off the bat here. Pataska going to try his best to go and run down that car, the 51 car of Ryan Matthews, going through 1 and 2.
In the meantime, behind Pataska, that 80 car of Jacob Harbers is working that outside real hard, trying to take that spot away. But he looks like he's going to wind up losing a spot to, it looks like the 32 car there, right there on the inside. I'm sorry, is that the 32? Yeah, I'm sorry. Trevor Edwards there is trying to get, and look at this. Schauner trying to take it 3 wide coming down there for that spot. He got a decent restart, but he's already buried back there in the field. Coming down, that's 6 laps to go, Mitch.
6 to go, and these guys are not going to give each other an inch. Coming off of turn number 2. Look at Chandler going to the inside of the 32.
Oh!
As we have Pataska in the wall. Pataska in the wall. Now he's going to bunch up this field even more. The 31 almost gets into Pataska. Going through 3 and 4. They're 2 wide, 2 deep here. And a really good battle going on here for the 3rd position.
At the start-finish line, 5 to go. Ryan Matthews takes the flag for 5 to go. He's got this race won. It's his to lose right there. But behind him, 2nd place, we got a 4-car, 5-car fight for 2nd place. It looks like Pataska's gathered himself back up there and kind of got control of his car again. But look at this. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide down in turn 3.
Challoner not going to give up on that 2nd spot, but the battle on track is with the 80 of Harberts, the 32 of Trevor Edwards, and those 2 guys behind him, the 7 and the 27. 3 wide going down the front straightaway, John. We have 3 laps to go this time.
The 7 sends it in there hard, bounces off the 32. 32 is going to get loose, lose a few spots there, pop him back to about 8th spot. That's too bad for him. In the meantime, back up front, Ryan Matthews has himself quite a little cushion, almost a 2nd. All the way back to Dallas Pataska in 2nd place there. Like I said, lap 97 here, coming across the flag for 98. 3 to go. It's Matthews' race to lose there, Mitch.
Side-by-side battle between the 77 of Doucette, and that's a 6 of Joe Schaefer. We haven't talked about him a lot tonight, John, but he always does a really nice job getting to the end of these races and being there at the end. Look at that outside line starting to work, John.
Oh, no, that's a caution. That's going to be the end of the race right there. Let's see what we got going on here.
Ryan Matthews is going to win this race, John, and as that is the end, and in dominating fashion, he wins this race.
Yes, he does. It looks like it was the 70 car of Russell Brown Jr. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, wow, we had a big pileup right there. Looks like
started in front of
9 car. Wow. 4 or 5 cars involved in that one, unfortunately. But, man, that's just not what you wanted to see for the end of the race, but that's going to do it, folks. That's going to end our race, and Ryan Matthews is going to come away with this one there, Mitch.
Great job by Ryan Matthews tonight. He was the car to beat all night long. We saw that time and time again on all the restarts. He was really good on the restarts, really good on the short run, and really good on the long run. Remember early in the race we thought he may have been maybe burning his tires up, but he proved that that was not the case here. He just had a really good car tonight here at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yes, he did. I mean, he was dominating this entire race pretty much. And like you said, we thought maybe he was burning his tires up, but that just wasn't the case. He was just taking the same pace everybody else was. So right now, unofficially, folks, as they take the white flag for the last lap, it's Brian Matthews first, Dallas Pataska second, Christian Challoner third, Jacob Harberts fourth, Kyle Souza fifth, Justin LeDuc sixth, Trevor Edwards in seventh, Ryan Doucette eighth, Joe Schaefer Jr. ninth, and David Krikorian in 10th. And what we're going to do real quick, folks, while I take this final lap and then probably do some tire burning down, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we are going to have interviews with the top three. So stay tuned to the Sim Racing Network. We shall return to the Milwaukee Mile. And welcome back to the Sim Racing Network's presentation of the of the SARA Racing Dreamer Racing Super Series Salty Hooks 100 from the Milwaukee Mile. We've concluded tonight's race, folks, and it was one hell of a barn burner, Mitch. What do you think, buddy? I mean, I was not bored at all.
It was a lot of fun to watch here from the booth tonight, John. These guys put on a great show for us, for sure.
They sure did. And if I'm not mistaken, my friend, you've worked your way down there and caught up with our third place finisher of Christian Challoner.
I have caught up with Christian Challoner. A good run for you tonight, Christian. You started 10th back in the field tonight. Made your way up to a third place finish. Talk to me about your run tonight.
Yeah, I mean, car was really good. I know Dallas worked on it a ton this week, and yeah, it was really fast. It was really good for Q. I mean, I was gonna have to start 10th anyway because I was winner last week, but yeah, I guess that was kind of one of those what might have been. I think I did a really good job saving tires near the beginning, and then that put me in a good spot to sort of make a go at it at the end. I was kind of waiting a bit behind Dallas. I felt like he probably had a better shot at it than I did for a while, and then right when I was in position to actually maybe try and make a pass on Ryan, we had that restart, and I don't know why, I had 2 restarts in a row, just it wouldn't go in a second. So that was my bad. I feel bad if anybody got caught up in that. I know Justin was right behind me both times, and I know it cost us positions both times. And yeah, there's really not what I want to do, but it was a fun race. Good win by Ryan. It was going to be really tough to get by him if I did have a shot at it, but yeah, I kind of annoyed at myself there. I feel like I could have done a better job.
Well, Christian, it was a really good run for you tonight. A solid 3rd place finish here. Who do you want to thank for it?
Really Dallas, Roush, and Trevor for all the work they do on the setups for these cars. They put together really great cars. I don't really have that much input on the setup side of things with this anymore, but yeah, they do a great job, and it was really fast. It was an absolutely insane qualifying car, as Dallas showed. He had me by a 10th. And yeah, in the race, it was a great car. He puts together some amazing setups.
Thanks, Christian. And John, that was our 3rd place finisher of Christian Challoner in that 31 car.
I tell you what, thanks for the interview there. Christian is an interesting fella, Mitch. I mean, he's like we mentioned earlier, got one hell of a high rating of 7,777. He's got a pro license, the only pro in the field tonight. And an interesting talk to. I mean, he's from the UK, and you just gotta love that accent. He sounded kind of like, well, no, never mind, I'm not gonna go there. But if I'm not mistaken, you have worked your way down a little bit further on pit road and caught up to Dallas Pataska.
I have John. I'm down here with Dallas Pataska. A really, really solid run for you tonight. Looked like a really fast hot rod you had there in that number 23 car. Talk to me about your run.
Yeah, it went pretty good overall. I can't complain with second at all, but coming into this week, I really wanted the W. Ryan did a fantastic job defending, and ultimately we set up our car to last through the long run, and the weather it got too cold on us. We were lightning fast at the beginning when it was a little bit warmer, and things just didn't loosen up as much as I would have expected. So we kind of got caught off guard there on the setup, but yeah, it was pretty strong showing overall. I got the pole, so a bit of a contingency prize there for me. But yeah, like I said, Ryan did a great job. I kind of botched my only chance at him late in the race, but yeah, it was a good finish and something to build on for next week.
Yeah, we definitely saw, Ryan Matthews had a really strong showing tonight. Where did you think that you were missing it? What part of the track or what part of the corner did you need that car to be better?
I really just center. Just couldn't get the car to rotate, and it showed. We had a guy run the Contender Series last night and made adjustments based off that, and I just went through doing it the wrong way. So unfortunate. Just couldn't get the car to rotate, but at the end of the day, we didn't have it. So
absolutely. As you finished second here tonight, is there anyone you want to thank for that?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody back at Dynamic, Roush, Trevor, Christian for helping or driving or just helping out in any way they can. Congratulations to Ryan for the win. He did a good job defending and everything. So way to go. And I'd like to thank GM Racing Designs for the new paint this week.
Thanks for your time, Dallas.
Thanks, guys.
And that was our second place finisher, John of Dallas Pataska. And I do believe you're in victory lane here with that guy that dominated basically this whole race, that 51 of Ryan Matthews.
I certainly am down here in victory lane with tonight's race winner, Ryan Matthews. My God, man. Have mercy on these guys.
Yeah, it was a tough race to win. Dallas and Christian were really fast all race. I had to hit my mark, so I slipped up a couple times, and it cost me probably like half a second. So I just tried to stay consistent as possible. I had my teammates trying to calm me down and all that, so but we were able to pull away at the end and get the win.
Well, congratulations on your win, Ryan. You led 95 of 100 laps, and it went green for the longest time. So Mitch and I we were debating up in the booth whether or not you were saving anything at all, or were you just like the hell with it and going?
Yeah, the first 30 laps I was saving. I was going 50% probably. And just trying to keep the tires under it because my teammate Justin LeDuc ran the contender race yesterday, and I think he burned his stuff up the first 30 laps before that competition caution, and it really cost him a lot. But he was able to hold off for the win. But I was just really just trying to save and keep the tires on it. And then after that, I was going all out, just trying to stay in front of Pataska and Challenger.
Well, Ryan, you did a fantastic job of doing that, staying out in front of them. That is, like I said, you led 95 of the laps tonight. You had a fast time of 28 flat. So do you have anybody you want to thank for your win tonight, bud?
Yeah, I got to thank all the boys at LeDuc Matthews Racing for putting hard work into the setup. We really came out here to beat a few guys, and unfortunately, Devin had internet problems and couldn't make it past the round and the March Madness thing, and I came here to beat Dallas, and I did that by one position. So, but also Justin LeDuc, we're actually going out to Langley Saturday for the first Legend Car race of the season. I'm going out the South Side tomorrow to spot for a buddy, but Justin's going to be spotting for me at Langley Saturday. So hopefully we can carry the momentum over to Langley.
Good old Southside Speedway. I've done a few laps out there myself.
Yeah, I've raced out there for probably 2 years. I just started asphalt racing. I was in dirt for a while, racing dirt go-kart since I was 4. But I moved up to the Legend Cars, and we did pretty good our first year. Didn't have the best of luck the second year, but definitely going out there tomorrow and help one of my buddies.
I used to live about 10 minutes from Southside. I'm back home now in South Louisiana, but I lived up there in the Deer Run neighborhood in Richmond for a while back in the early 90s.
Yeah, we live about 15, 20 minutes away, but I also got to thank my sponsor. He just came on board a couple weeks ago, Carbon Racing Solutions. They do awesome work. They're actually making me hero cards right now. They do video production, hero cards, sponsorship proposals, websites, all that good stuff. Splash and Go graphics for the awesome paint scheme, and Sim Marketing Solutions. And also my dad for supporting me throughout the race.
Yeah, you better not forget your dad, man. Well, yeah, folks, tonight's race winner, Ryan Matthews from Mechanicsville, Virginia. You heard it from him, man. He was prepared for this race. He had a lot of backup there. Congratulations again, Ryan, on the win, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's our winner, Ryan Matthews. And Mitch, I find it interesting. I didn't even realize that he was from that neck of the woods. Southside Speedway is a great short track. It's one that I wish iRacing would pick up. But Langley, we've got Langley, and that's a fun track to be on, too.
I haven't done a whole ton on Langley, but the little that I have done on it, it's a really fun track to be at. Lots of close quarters racing, and definitely lots of good action happening at that track at all times.
Absolutely. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight here on the Sim Racing Network. Don't forget, you can find us on 3 platforms. We're on the YouTube channel, we are on Twitch, and we're on Facebook Live. Just do a search for the Sim Racing Network. Make sure you give us a like and a follow. You'll get notifications, and you'll be able to know when we go live for all of these broadcasts we do. We don't just do this Thursday night thing. We do quite a few of them, Mitch. And if I'm not mistaken, you actually race on the Monday night, so I get to call a race for you on Monday night.
Yeah, I race over in the Sim 500 Monday Cup Series. Haven't had the best of luck this year so far. I mean, we have
have not
a ton of speed, but I just keep shooting myself in the foot. In classic Mitch Rollo
I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off. Look, and I know this is the wrong broadcast, but I'm saying anyway on the air, so everybody can hear me. It's not you, dude. You got bad luck. I'm gonna send you a lucky horseshoe because you've been one of the fastest damn cars every Monday night, and it's just somebody else that winds up taking you out. But I digress. We're not here to talk about that, but I just want you to get that through your thick skull, dude. It's not you.
Well, I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to these things, and always look at what I can do, what I can do better. So that's what I try and focus on.
Well, back to tonight. Do you have any final thoughts as we get ready to depart the Milwaukee Mile? Don't forget to pick up your beer on the way out, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. A really fun race here tonight. The Milwaukee Mile is something a little bit different than we usually do here at the SARA Dreamer Racing Super Series here on Thursday nights. But lots of fun tonight, and I can't wait for the next one.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I really enjoyed this race. I've enjoyed all these so far, but man, tonight was just massively entertaining. It didn't get boring at all. I mean, these guys are on the Milwaukee Mile, and they were using every inch of that racetrack. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and please make sure you tune in for the next one. It's going to be a blast as well. These guys at RaceSARA.com know how to put on a great show. So for myself and Mitch Rollo down in the production van, I'm John Mushin Jr. Remember, please put down those phones when you're driving. It's it can wait to get to where you're going. Make that text or shoot that Snapchat or whatever it is you do. And please smile more often, love each other, and God bless each and every one of you. For John Mushin, Mitch Rollo, the Sun Racing Network is signing off. Good night and God bless.